Hello students, welcome back. We completed section 1. Let's go to section 2. Here we're going to do a bunch of modeling problems. Here's the first example problem. Stop the playback and read through. What do you get? And try to set up the problem. So did you get it done? Did you set up correctly? Candy has $70,000 to invest and wants an annual income return of $2,800. She can invest in a safe government-insured certificate of deposit that pays 2% of annual interest and a riskier corporate bond that pays 7% of annual interest. How much should be placed in each investment vehicle to achieve a goal, assuming we indeed have 2% and 7% in the end? Okay, were you able to set up this? Or do you need some hint? Well, okay, let's begin. CD, that's one option. And then X is a CD. And corporate bond, that's the second option. And then call it Y. And X amount of money goes to certificate of deposit, and Y amount of money go to corporate bonds, and they total up to 70,000. That's how much Candy is investing, and she's not considering other investment vehicles here in this problem, or they were all decided upon and then only $70,000 left, and that's how she's gonna do something about this. So we end up with this. X plus Y is 70,000. Okay, one equation, but you cannot solve it. We have only one equation but two unknown variables. You need an additional information to solve it, and the additional information is coming from interest income. Interest income should total 2,800, and then part of it is coming from CD and another part is coming from corporate bond. So how much and how much? We have 2% and 7%, so we have 2% of X plus 7% of Y add up to 2,800. Does it make sense? So putting these two together, you can model like this. So X plus Y equals to 70,000, and then 0.02X plus 0.07Y add up to 28,000. No, 2,800. Okay, that's the model. Okay, we can work on it, but I think I can simplify this further to make it easier. Why am I thinking that way? I have some decimals flying around, and each decimal means there's a denominator, 10 or 100 or 1,000 and so on, depending upon how many decimal digits we have. We have 2 decimal digits, that means denominator 100. 2 decimal digit, denominator 100. How do I remove a denominator? Well, multiply the denominator to each term, and that should be done in step 1 usually, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Multiply by 100. That'll shift this decimal point 2 units, and then again multiply by 100, so that'll shift this decimal point by 2 units, and multiply by 100, that means 2 more 0. And then let's align this. Okay, alright, that looks better. Let's go ahead and work on this system here. How do you do that? Well, let's use the method of elimination. Multiply 2 to first line No. Let's do it here in a separate line. Okay, multiply 2. So this is 2x, 2y, and then 14. Okay, I can subtract, and if I do that, the 2x will be gone. But before subtracting, let me set up subtracting. So multiply by -1 and add. Yeah, I can do that too. So if I do that, then -2x plus 2x has gone. -2y plus 7y, we have 5y. And then add them up. What do you get? 280,000 minus 140,000, 140,000. Yeah, of course. 28 subtracted by 14 is 14. So okay. And then if I divide by 5, what do I get? So what is this? 28,000. Okay, all right, I got it here. Corporate bonds of $28,000. So the total of 70,000, and then among those 28,000 go to this corporate bonds. So the rest will have to go to CD. So if I do that, what do you get? 70,000, so 7 minus 2, 5. And then one more, and then 8, so 42,000. So 42,000 on CD and 28,000 on corporate bond. That's the conclusion I get. Are you satisfied? Let's see, what did I do in my answer key here? Okay, in my answer key we have the solution. First the setup, yeah, exactly the same setup. And then for the solution, okay, I use the method of substitution. But, I don't like this method very much. I didn't simplify the second line, and then just when I had directly do this substitution with all those decimals, so we had to do all those decimal computations here all the way, and then even at the last moment. Yes, it works, but probably not the most ideal. I mean, what is the step 1? Usually to remove all the denominators, but I neglected that. So I paid a price here. Overly complicated. Here in this elimination problem, no, I didn't forget that. I simplified and then went from here. So the computation was a lot simpler. But the idea, the underlying idea and process, those are all standard. One by elimination and one by substitution. That was it. Okay, let's go to the next problem. How about this? Stop the playback and read through. What do you get? So let's say X is Colombian and then Y is Arabica. Oops, same color. Okay, all right. And then we are asking, this problem is asking for how many pounds for each, and then the total of 100 pounds. So x plus y have to add up to 100 pounds. That much is certain. Now how about the others? $5 per pound for Colombian, $10 per pound for Arabica, and then new blend $7 per pound. How do you work on it? Let's see. Let me give you a hint. $5 of X, $10 per pound of Y. So if you consider this in monetary units, if you sell X amount of Colombian, you end up with 5X dollars. If you sell Y pounds of Arabica, you end up with 10Y dollars. Okay, alright. Total how many dollars? You're selling 100 pounds of blend, so 700. Does it make sense to you? This 700 here, which I'm highlighting in red, is a bit tricky. It came from 7 per pound here and then 100 pound putting together. But once you see that, it's not too bad. And then let's solve it. So I don't need coloring anymore. And then as for this, let's see, multiply 5 to each. 5x, 5y, so 500. And if you subtract, 5x will be gone. Let's prepare the subtraction by changing the signs of everything. In other words, multiplying by -1. Okay, alright, let's go ahead and add them up. What do you get? X part will be gone. -5y plus 10y, so 3y. And then 700 minus 500. That's 3y, excuse me, 85 plus 10, that's 5y. What am I doing? And then that's 200. So 200 divided by 5. 40 pounds. 40 pounds of Arabica. Okay, the total is 100. 40 pounds of Arabica, so Colombian must be 60. So 60 pounds of Colombian and 40 pounds of Arabica. That's the conclusion. So that's what I got from the method of substitution. Excuse me, that's what I got from method of elimination. What will you get from the method of substitution? Here's the setup, the same. And then here's a solution through substitution. So for y from first equation and substitute it in, and then break up the parentheses, and so for x we get 60. So that's Colombian. And then 100 minus 60, that's Arabica. So exactly the same answer. And as for the solution methods are concerned, well, I'll say it's a push. If you like substitution, use the previous solution. If you like elimination, use the second solution. Okay, we're going to come back and do more problems in the next video.